I mean, for women, in case you don't know. So with us guys, when we have a barber that we love and that we appreciate, like Miles just said, we usually stick to them. We're loyal. Black men don't cheat. Yeah, we
100.
keep to our barbers and we stick with them. Loyalty. Guys, can we say one finger in the air for the black men? Loyalty.
Loyalty, respect, dedication,
adoration,
consistency.
So how did you guys select your barber, the barber that became your number one
That currently trims.
Yeah, or at least your long-term barber.
Yeah.
All right, guys, wait, hold up. So we looked at the analytics and apparently 25% of you who watch this podcast are not subscribed. Now, that doesn't make sense because if you're watching this podcast, then you clearly like it and you clearly want more. So the best way to get more is to subscribe. And guess what? Even do another thing, subscribe. Hit that little bell button and put the notifications on. So when we post this exquisite content, right, you'll get it directly in your notifications. So subscribe right now. Thank you.
Recommendation.
I don't know if this is a thing, actually. But do you remember when they used to say about the barber with the best trim is always the one that doesn't give the best trims because someone else has given him the trim in the barbershop?
I've never heard this one before.
Because they think most good barbers can't cut their own hair.
Yeah.
I think one barber said that. So he said that, think of it like this, like most good barbers can't, obviously they can give good trims, but no one really is that good at cutting their own hair, especially giving a fade, unless you're me, of course. But
sorry, only one mic.
don't zoom into my face on that one.
Space creator, the one and only.
Trust, but yeah, I heard that rule, and then I think most of the time it worked out well. So if you're going into a new bar, I rarely went to a new barber. It was always like, let's say my barber's not there. Which one has the gaziest trim? Okay, if he has the gaziest trim, he probably gives the best trim because that guy's trim looks loud. So he's the one that can't give the trim. He's the one that gave him the trim. And sometimes you ask them, "Oh, did you give my other barber?"
Deductive reasoning, you know.
And I was like, "Yeah,
I've
never
you gave him that fade. That's mad."
So that's one thing you look out for, like when you're
That's what I do.
selecting a
But
barber.
I haven't cut my hair I haven't gone to the barber, for 2, maybe 3 years. But my long-term barbers before that,
That's
that's how I used to select it. But then you can also see when your boy, let's say one of your boys is in a chair, or you just send, "Hey, bro, go on, man. And I heard he's good. Get him in the chair." If he shags him, I'm not going to him. I'm a waste, man. Your hair,
Sacrificial lamb.
Trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
trust me. I like fades, and I like my like hair done a particular way. If you're gonna one uncle shagged me and gave me my money back. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
the barber's down the road from where I used to cut my hair before for long term. There was a barber shop down the road because it was packed on a Saturday and I didn't book.
Worst day.
Pissed.
To go
Went to one of my
And
Nigerian
shagged you on that day
barbers.
as well.
Fam,
Oh, that's
I
cold.
said don't. At them times I was particular about my waves, and at them times there's no such thing as fades. How can you mess up a knot? Is a level 1, bro, from the crown to the front of the hairline. It's just one movement. There's no flicking, there's no combing, there's no nothing. The guy shagged me, took my hair. I said, level 1 on top with the grain. He said, "Yeah, oh, no, well, my son, I already know what you are talking about. I've been doing it for years."
Them ones. That's what you should be scared.
I think-
tell you about how many years. And
Yeah.
nothing, bro.
He put the thing on. It sounded like a lawnmower, but that was broken, and I could hear the engine was rusting. I was getting mad, and I was like, I just looked at him, and I said, "Level 1." The first thing a barber does is you listen to it. Like when people say, "I want my hair at level 1 or level 2," you get let's say at level 2, you get a 2.5 just in case, and you open it. So you can. They always said the rule is you can never add hair. You can always take hair off, but you can't add hair.
Yeah.
So take off less hair first and see what they say.
Test it
Is this
out.
low enough?
Yeah,
Is it low enough? You want it lower? Okay, cool. Then you start. My mind went with nothing on the clipper. I didn't even notice. I was daydreaming. The guy took the level 1 off and he just started at the top. And I just remember there's a hole. There's just a valley.
Man said just a valley of scalp.
You know the I can't explain the feeling. I was so hot and bothered. Yeah, I just let him finish the whole trim and I stayed silent. And I remember myself. I was welling up with tears and anger. Them times
I was
Rage.
It was mad.
it was mad. I let him just finish the trim. I couldn't breathe.
How old were you?
I was like maybe 14, 15 maybe.
Do you think they violate, like due to age?
Slightly.
Maybe.
Slightly.
Do you think they take
Slightly
the
they
mick
do.
because of
Slightly
the
they
age?
do.
Fam.
I don't want to believe it, but it makes sense.
No, it does.
Fam.
It does. You know the main reason
Yeah.
why I preed it? Because one of my YGs, he was like, "Oh yeah, listen, I need to go. I need to grab trim," and he was local in Ends. Now he doesn't live in East, innit? But he came through, and I was like, "He needs trim. I said, "All right, no problem. Go and see our guy." Cool. trim done now, he never came to me and said, I can't lie, I'm never going to him again.
Really?
I was like, bro, what gone? What happened? He's like, I'm not gonna lie, he took the piss.
And it's I can't lie, he took the piss.
Yeah,
No.
Piss.
Nah,
'Cause you think, what's the Barber thinking?
You gotta bear in mind, this kid's no more than, this must have been a good, like, he's like, what, 18, 19 now? Yeah, he's 18 now, so this must have been good, like, 2-3 years ago, so like maybe 15, 16. He was like, nah, he took the piss.
Was it like to do with the wait time, or was it to do with like the trim?
No, it was the trim.
Really?
Wait, you gotta bear in mind, for most, you know, the thing is, I think for most black men, when we go to the shops, when we go to the barbers, we kind of know there's always gonna be a kind of give or take when it comes to haircuts. So even if you ideally say, oh, you're gonna get to a shop for this particular time, right? There's a chance that there may be some slight run over, for example, depending on the trim and so on and so forth. And also, some barbers are hella forgetful. You could tell them we're gonna be here for 6 o'clock. They'll be like, "Oh, bro, sorry, just one more." And I'm like,
Fam.
"Be guided with what you're doing."
Be guided.
Because you know I called you in advance, innit?
Yeah.
So let's not take the piss, innit? You see it? But it was like, and to be fair, when I looked at the trim, I thought,
He took the piss.
It's when your mouth hand goes open like that.
Then what you say it, and I just thought,
You can't even hide the heart.
bro, sorry. Normally I'll be like, nah, it's not even that bad.
Yeah.
Even me, so I had to be like,
He did a
bro,
mad
you know
thing.
what? Sometimes these things happen, man. I don't even know what to tell you, bro.
Fam.
Yeah,
You
it
should
was
have told
tragic.
him to go back like you did.
Like, yeah,
Fam.
he lives too far away. He's not a local. Like me, I can afford to go there in
On
shorts
bop.
and shorts and sliders and be like, yo, listen, this
I'm
shop
not
will
feeling
not
this
close
one.
unless you restore what you need to do with this thing. Yeah,
That's the thing,
yeah,
and I
will end
think
the shop.
if someone challenges a barber, the barber's not is so shocked by it. I think that they have to just do it. Like they're just thinking, oh, you know what? Just maybe reputation,
Yeah,
and the fact that I rate you for challenging me, kind of thing. Like you're not challenging me in that sense, but I'm very particular about my work. So if he feels like I haven't done it, you know what? I'm gonna give him the trim of life this time. And if he comes back now, call me a bastard.
There's no question.
That's
Literally.
If you leave it to word of mouth, you never know. That brother that you just messed up can go and tell a 20 man.
Yeah.
Do not go back to school and talk. See barbershop. Don't go with
Done.
that.
Yeah.
Don't go
it's
there.
done. It's
And
done.
all of them man say, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Say no
All
more.
right,
And
cool. I'm not going
word
there.
of mouth is important. That's the reason why I asked, because like I chose my current barber now based on the recommendations of my boys from school.
Yeah.
So when I was in school, like there were like 2 main barbershops that people would go to, innit? One of them was called Cut Above the Rest, and the other one was called Top Cut. So I think people that live closer to Top Cut would often go to that particular barbershop in Plaistow. But I never went there. But because I heard about it for so many years, and I heard about one particular barber, when I did decide to leave my old barber, I knew exactly where I was going to, and I knew exactly what barber to go to, because word of mouth ultimately
is everything.
was the main thing.
Absolutely. And I think as well, depending on the barber that you have as well, I think a big part of it, because I think your barber will low-key, because I think sometimes you pair up with your barber based on your personality as well. A big part of it comes into it as well.
Yeah.
So when I got with Don P that I'm at now, like I said, it was a handover from Gazzoni, innit? And Gazzoni was like, listen, Don P, this is Daps. Take care of him. You've seen him come here before when trims aren't done properly, so you know he doesn't play around. So if you're gonna big man thing, I got that reputation because I don't think Gazzoni at that time had ever actually had someone challenge him before like that. I'm not even gonna front. So when he did, respect levels between me and him instantly went up.
It sounds like a rarity.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
honestly,
really-
I was so fortunate. So now,
yeah.
for example, when it comes to Don P, and when I go to get a trim now, he will always have a conversation about how I want my hair to look, how I want it to go. Okay, do you want to take? And he will do that. You know that thing that he said whereby they'll add like, you say you want a 1.5, they'll give you a 2, then they'll
First.
take it down and they'll ask like, is it all right? Do you want it a little bit lower? And you'll think it's not a big deal, but it's those little differences. The communication that you have between your barber and yourself when it comes to your trim. A lot of guys, some guys are very, very content to leave it to their barber. Other people do it on a co-op kind of thing. On that, how do you want it to look?
Every single time.
And how can
Or
I
even
really get the
step by
best out of
step
it?
as you're going through the trip.
Yeah.
Remember that bit?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Perfectly fine. Feel comfortable to do it.
I do it all the time now. And as a result, I now know that I realistically can't leave him.
Yeah,
I can't.
100%.
Yeah, I found that I can't.
We're too in sync now.
I got
We're
to
too
a
in
point.
sync. I can't leave him. It don't make sense.
After a few years, I got to a point where I wouldn't. I got in the seat and I never had to tell my barber like what I wanted. Like when I sat down,
Yeah.
That's
it's
every
just
man's
like, how you
dream.
doing, man? Yeah,
That is-
whatever, and the trim just starts. You
Fam.
know? And more often than not, it's like exactly what I wanted.
Yeah,
It's only as like time went on. I don't know what the reason was. It's like I started realizing, oh wait, like I'm gonna have to maybe start saying.
Do you know what it
specifically
is?
to do that. And now I'm at a point now where I can't afford to at my age. Like
Play around.
where
You can't play
things,
around. You
yeah,
can't
your
play around.
hairline, you got to protect it.
This is man says it's not a jungle gym here, bro.
It's not free, but you know
You need
what?
to behave yourself.
It's not free for all, like, so you got to now start telling them, like, literally every time you go
Yeah,
there,
that
what
is
is it that
funny.
you want, like,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
You know